the ingredients and the things that you're going to need for making Navajo fry bread. Step by step is what we're going to go through. Here is the bluebird flour. Now notice there is a bluebird there, okay? And it's made in Cortez Milling Company in Colorado. You will need paper towels, paper plates. I have extra virgin olive oil, Crisco oil to fry the fry bread in. I have Rumford baking powder. Remember, this has no aluminum and it's gluten-free. You have Hain iodized sea salt. You need measuring spoons. Now, Grandma doesn't measure, but for you, you need to measure. You need a rolling pin. It's up to you. Or you pat the bread. Well, I do both sometimes. Here is a fork. And you want it long enough so it's a ways from the hot oil. Here is a measuring cup. You need 2 tea towels and a bowl. That's it. I have 4 cups of water, and we have our skillet. And this is really perfect. It's a small one. This is way off from our fry bread, but look at that. Can you see that face that someone has carved? Look at that. Look, Grandpa says, oh, it's Montezuma. It's another thing towards getting the gold. Somebody came and carved that. Isn't that amazing? So I'm going to have my backdrop here and show you the steps. So I'm going to go through the whole thing with you. Then you can review this. Here is the fry bread, okay? Now this is called in Navajo, datanilaj. It's a dough recipe, fry bread dough recipe. What you use is, and you've seen this before, 4 cups flour, 1 tablespoon baking powder, 2 teaspoons salt, 1/4 cup oil or milk. That's dry milk, okay? 3 to 4 cups warm water. Now I'm saying step 1 here. I just showed you the ingredients. Step 1 is you always put dry ingredients together first. You put it in a bowl, you sift together with your fingers, and which is flour, baking powder, salt, or dry milk if you're using it. You put it in a bowl. Once you have the dry ingredients in a bowl, you're going to make a crater, and okay, this is the flour mix, here's the crater. So we're going to read it. After sifting dry ingredients together, make a crater in the middle. Pour 1/4 cup olive oil or dry milk into the crater. Do not add dry milk if you have already added to the flour. Step 2. You warm up 4 cups of water. It does not mean you're going to use 4 cups of water. You have that amount, just in case. Warm 4 cups water in a pan on the stove. It's not going to be hot, not hot. The warmest you can stand when mixing flour and water, and you're mixing with your hand. Next, only pour 2 cups of water to begin mixing with the flour. I'm going to call that out. Start with 1 cup, okay? We're going to say only pour 1 cup of water to begin with, then add a 1/2 cup at a time, so you might end up with the 2 cups. And then you mix gently to make sure the entire flour is mixed with warm water. If at this point your dough is hard, add only a 1/2 cup more warm water. Knead only a few times. Step 3. You roll the dough into a ball, put it in a ball form and put it in a bowl. Then cover it with 2 dish towels. See how Grandma put that over there? Then, step 4, After 30 minutes, pull off a piece of dough that fits inside your palm. Roll out like a pizza, rolling, stretch. You'll be stretching. Turn over after each roll. Place 2 to 4 holes in rolled out dough. Heat oil on stove at 350 to 375 degrees. Be careful when you gently place the dough in hot oil. Each side takes seconds to fry. The edges should be golden, then turn over. Have paper towels ready to soak up oil on the fry bread. Once you finish making fry bread, place hot griddle and oil inside a cold oven. Let it cool down, or in this case, we'll put it on a rock and let it cool down, okay, because it'll be really hot. And then while you enjoy your fry bread, and always have baking soda, not baking powder, baking soda handy to stop any fire that can easily start because of the hot oil. Be wise, be careful. Now, we are going to start. I already put a cup of flour in here, and for your sake, I'm measuring, all right? So we're gonna put 4 cups of flour in a bowl. That's 2 cups, and there's 3 cups, and we will have 4 cups. Okay, there you go. Remember, Navajo women do not measure. Baking soda is next, and we are going to add a tablespoon of baking soda. Okay, it says 1 tablespoon. So here we go. There we go. And put that aside. We want 2 teaspoons. Notice it says teaspoon. Okay. And we have our Heinz sea salt. It is iodized. And we're going to put, 1 and 2. 2 teaspoons in there. This is our dry ingredients, and then if you have dry milk, you can add it at this time. It's up to you. Some people do that, but sometimes they wait. So remember the fingers. You sift with your fingers. All right? You're going to sift this together. Are you watching? Now you need to learn. Listen and watch and learn. Okay? You already saw the directions. Grandma's just going to go through this with you without the paperwork. Now, once you've sifted this good, then you want to flatten it out. And what did we say? We're going to make a crater. Okay, there you go. There's the crater. So we want 1/4 cup of olive oil. Okay, so we're going to pour that in. Hopefully it won't, we can get a 1/4 cup here. I did have it where I would, anyways, you get the idea. You need a 1/4 cup of oil in here. And you pour it in this hole. Okay. Now we put in the warm water there for a reason, because it helps to make that, mix it into the dough. Okay, so you gently mix it around. All you're doing is mixing the liquid and the flour. You're not kneading. Okay, then that's that. Notice there's still the flour still needs more water. So that was 1 cup. Now we're going to add another cup. Now remember, this is only 2 cups. You're not going blazing, and I only add you know, a little bit at a time, so I can get the feel, the texture of the fry bread or the dough, so that it's not, you know, mushy, and you're trying to get the flour all moist, and so you can work with it. Now, and what I do is I'm going to pour some down here. So see, there's some dry flour down there. And let's check down here. And we're going to pour the rest of the 2 cup there. Okay. So now it is definitely getting, you know, it has enough water. Now all we do is notice how I'm doing. I'm not kneading it. I'm picking it up, pushing it together, and that's all Grandma's doing. Well, now you can knead. Okay, look what I'm doing. That's three times, 4 and 5 and 6. That's it. Finish the dough. See, and that's all you have to do. You don't need to, it has to be an exact ball, but notice you can just turn it over like this and you're done. Comes the tea towels. I put the tea towels over this, 1 and 2. Now it's 30 minutes. You hold off on everything. While the dough is sitting for 30 minutes, I'm going to show you something. If you haven't used your cast iron skillet for a while, what you do, you want to season it. I mean, some people use lard. So what you do is you put some here on a, you know, a generous portion, and you cover this whole skillet with the oil. And some, you know, people do the whole thing. And if it's just, Grandma's going to show you, this is for the sake of showing you. You cover it with oil. Some people put, and then you just let it burn, the oil burn off. I just am going to, this is called seasoning. So just let it bake or cook, and you'll see some smoke. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm using the Crisco oil. All right, so we're gonna quickly show you. All we're gonna do is take this off there, and then you're gonna just wipe this out. And usually, if it's, you know, really bad, it'll be black. And but not bad, not a bad, pretty good griddle. Now we're going to put our oil in there. Now, when I put my oil in, I don't measure, but I put enough, okay? Kind of 3/4, and there you go. And we're gonna let that get hot. Remember, 350 to 375. Now, I don't carry a thermometer. If you want, go ahead. I don't. I just know. Grandma, you just eye things, you just know. Now, the dough is ready. We'll remove the top. So we're just gonna take well, that's pretty big for that pan. So I'm just gonna take one that's, you know, I told you about the size of your palm. And then Grandma put some flour, you know, here, put some flour here, and cover the dough, and it makes it really nice and pliable, so that's not sticking all over you. Now, for those who use rollers, we're gonna let's put some flour there, and For those who use rollers, Grandma's just gonna make this, roll it like most people do, because they don't know how to pat things out. And making your little pizza. Told you it looks like a pizza. And then, even then, you can pat it like this and put some holes in it. I always put one in the middle, here and there, like 4 of them. And then we're ready to go put this in the oil. Now the oil is pretty hot. So this is probably gonna, now watch how I'm doing this. I start on one end and I lay it down. And here it's gonna overflow. See, and Grandma usually just turns it a little. Notice how the edges are getting golden. And oh, look how beautiful. Lay it in there again. And I turn it again here, and it's going to, yeah, it's pretty hot. So there it is, our beautiful fry bread. Now we're going to turn the heat down. Do you see? Look how beautiful. There's just a little bit of flour on this, and what I do is I just go like this. I press the edges, and then you see you're using this part of your hand, and you continue just to work it like this. Whoops. And you'll get a feel to what parts are too thick, and you can just, you know, you're pressing them together like this. And you can make in the shape of a heart. It was Valentine's Day the other day, and it's kind of fun to do that. I used to do that for my children for breakfast. Make little fry bread hearts with, you know, cheese and eggs. It's so fun to be creative. I love my children. One more time, here we go. Now we turned it down, okay? So it'll still be hot, but not as hot. And again, Grandma, I hope you can see what's going on. Grandma turns this. Now I did turn it down, so it's, and see it's getting golden brown around the edges. And so now we're gonna poke this and then turn it again. Look how beautiful. Isn't that lovely? And Grandpa likes, I always laugh, I said Grandpa likes to defile Grandma's fry bread with honey and all kinds of stuff. Brown sugar, all kinds of things. So that was not more than, you know, they always say people like to time things, and look how beautiful. So there's 2 right there, one for you and one for me. Now there's quite a lot of dough here, so you know, you always ask me if you can keep this. Put it in a plastic bag, spray the plastic bag with olive oil. They have olive oil sprays. Then put your dough in it and use it within the day. Okay, some people will refrigerate it, and then it's kind of hard, but it tastes just as good. So Grandma loves you, and hug on there, and I will finish this video so you can know how to make fry bread instead of pancake batter. It was so fun. We just gave a whole family of fry bread that Grandma made, and I told them they were so happy. Everybody loved them. I should have videoed them. So anyways, look at all these people. Now we're leaving Slick Rock area, and look how beautiful. We're leaving, and I hate to leave, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at these guys in their look at that. That's what they have fun. Oh, how cool. Anyways, people love fry bread.